loves kart racing games? Iconic games like Diddy Kong Racing or Mario Kart. Obscure titles like Crazy Frog Racing. Nostalgic throwbacks like Crazy Chicken Kart. But let's stick with the DS today and save the good games for another time. Let's focus on these really weird and obscure DS racing games. On the DS, you had the criminally underrated Mario Kart DS, and there was also a Diddy Kong Racing game for it too. But then there was this garbage, M&M's Kart Racing. I remember this game being advertised and a few friends and I were excited, only to be greeted with the horrible abomination that looks like rejected PS1 graphics took a shit on a webcam feed. The way I obtained this game was, a friend of mine spent the night at my house back in elementary school and left it there by accident. And when I went to give it back to him at school, he told me to keep it. He didn't want that garbage. So what makes this game so terrible? I mean, for one, just look at it. The car doesn't even move, the physics are either like you're on the moon or you're swimming with bricks tied to you, the power-ups make no sense, and over 90% of the track isn't generated until you get up close, and the controls are piss poor. And what the hell do M&Ms have to do with kart racing to begin with? You start off in this forest and do one big race, but it doesn't matter if you mess up because there are plenty of chances to catch up to the other racers. Then after you beat this puke-looking pixelated bukkake, you move on to a factory level. The concept of driving around on a conveyor belt with workers assembling the product was cool, but honestly it just fails. The track has no clear indication of where it even wants you to go, and with the game's physics you're gonna fall off of it a lot. But that's okay because you'll still have room to recover. And you also have this weird guy who's hovering above the track swinging his arms around. What kind of OSHA violation bullshit is this? What kind of person stands at a conveyor belt and just swings their arms around? They couldn't program them sorting the candy or whatever? I could understand if this game was bad and still fun, but honestly, it just straight up sucks. Moving on. Next we have Madagascar Kartz. Do I even have to ask? What the hell does Madagascar have to do with kart racing? Is it because it sounds like Mad Gas Car? No, that can't be it. It's a movie about animals being animals, but they can talk, not drive a go-kart through Madagascar. But I will give this game credit for making the track settings of the movie in the right order. You can select from the classic movie characters like Alex, Julian, Melman, and... Wait, Shrek? I know it's DreamWorks, but why is Shrek in here? And why is Bob in here too? You know, Bob the Blob from Monsters vs. Aliens? Honestly, I don't blame you, nobody remembers that shit. But yeah, anyway, remember in Madagascar when Shrek pulled up on the island in a go-kart? Donkey! But yeah, this game's not too great either. The graphics are better than M&M's Kart Racing, but the controls are just as bad. You have weird power-ups that really affect your driving here. You have this broken helicopter one. You also have these bees that show up and just completely take over your steering. That and the item distribution doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I do like the creativity behind these tracks, but with such an odd concept and poor deliverance of these kart racing animal characters, I just can't get behind it. Also, the menu screen is just I like to move it on loop. Now let's take a look at Cartoon Network Racing DS. And honestly, this game isn't half bad. I had a lot of fun playing through this. But with that being said, I do have some gripes. The really fun courses are too short and the boring courses are too long. Like this snowy mountain track just seemed to go on forever. Also, sometimes if you spin out, bonk, or get hit, it takes way too long to get back in the race. Other than that, this game was actually a blast. From getting to choose classic Cartoon Network characters and driving around wacky tracks, it definitely was something else. Now the next game, and bear with me here, is one of the worst games I've ever played in my whole life. Homie Rollerz. The character selection is funny, but then the game is just... I mean, look at it. What kind of tracks are these? I can't see a thing and the controls are too sharp. There's buildings glitching in and out of existence, horrible gravity physics, dumbass power-ups that do nothing except for set this guy in the wheelchair on fire, and overall, I don't even know what to say. Was this supposed to be a tech demo for the Game Boy Advance? I tried playing as other characters too, but this game is so awful and pathetic no matter what. This game is the equivalent of straight up dick cheese. You ever want to play Homie Rollerz? Just watch your grandma take a shit. You'll have more fun. But if you like DS games and you want to see a video about a great one, check out my video about Super Mario 64 DS being better than the original. Until next time, dudes.